Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be a match between Innovation and Serral here on King's Cove, the latter edition from Asus Rogue Summer 2019. Thank you to Sniper Monkey for going through all the replays and finding me the very best ones. I'm excited to cast this game, and let's get right on into it. Top left-hand corner is the blue Terran player Innovation. And in the bottom right-hand corner, it is the red Zerg player Serral. Now, we've seen these players on the channel time and time again. It feels very evenly matched here. It really does. Serral's won some games. Innovation has won some games. There have been some strategies employed by Innovation that are incredibly hard to pull off, but really effective against Serral. So we'll see. We'll see what we get here as far as this game is concerned. It's just a hatch first play out of Serral. It's very rare that he'll go for a pool first play. And I think players understand that. I mean, honestly, if I was a Terran player coming up against Serral and I was as good as Innovation is, I might consider just going for a straight up command center first play, because you can get that thing down. That pool is going to be late. The lings are going to be late. You can have some stuff out to defend it before the lings show up, and everything would be okay. So, but at this point, it's going to be a Rax opening. Probably going to be a Reaper coming out here from the Terran player. And he has left some space here for an add-on too. Probably going to be a tech lab. And some upgrades before things get started, or maybe a reactor to get some Hellions out too. Just some options available to Innovation at this stage. Reaper's name is James Bond. The name Bond, James Bond, has been assigned to a long line of the greatest spies in history. The current James Bond is the 432nd man to have that name. 007 snuck into the Terran Dominion science facility to investigate the rumors that Mensk was resurrecting a dead space god. However, James Bond was caught, as he always is in the second act, and per usual stuffed into an overly elaborate death trap, specifically this Reaper suit. Can James Bond escape this trap and reveal the plan that Emperor Mensk monologued about? That is the question, isn't it? That is the question. Anyway, back home, going for a Marine, actually. Early Marine to deal with, again, what could be lings moving across the map, although he did SCV scout, so the Marine is probably just going to try to kill this Overlord more than anything else. We got lings on the way, we got queens on the way. The Reaper has a small window in which to try to get something done, etc., etc. We've seen this before. More interested in what happens in the later stages of the game. But quick plug for the Falcon Paladin Hour, though. Really fun podcast that I do with Somicron every week. We talk about things like GSL versus the world. We have recently discussed the upcoming nation wars and the voting there and things like that. And it's really fun stuff. So Reaper doesn't get any kills. Again, just search Falcon Paladin on your podcast app, whatever it is. iTunes, Android, Google Podcasts, Windows. We're there, okay? And you can search us on the web too. And, oh, wow, 1 HP on that Reaper. Woo! Got super lucky getting out of there without dying. I guess that's what you expect from James Bond, though, or maybe just a Reaper in the hands of Innovation. Yeah, there's your reactor swap into the Hellion Harass, into a starport here, so that could be a Liberator, could be a Viking, could be a Banshee. Again, just the options available with this kind of 1-1-1 build with the Command Center built in are just, they're limitless. You can do pretty much whatever you want as a Terran player, whatever you feel like going for. The builds are just a lot of options there. Meanwhile, Serral, not so many options, I don't think, here, as far as how he likes to play. Anyway, it is to get that third base up fast, saturate it pretty darn quickly, too. The Reaper comes back in after being healed up by those combat drugs, and the Queen is effectively ready for it. Two Queens walking over to the third base as the Reaper tries to kill it. Lings up here, actually getting some stuff done, forcing a full evacuation of all of the SCVs and a couple mules here, but there are now Hellions and everything gets roasted up. So the mules actually lose some mining time, which is a big deal. That's kind of a major victory at this stage of the game, at this level of the game, right? Like that's what counts as a major victory. Another couple lings get roasted up. Overlord does scout the presence of the starport, building something without a tech lab. So it could be a Viking, but more likely going to be a Liberator. We're about 4 minutes in, so it's time for Spore Colonies anyway. Spore Crawlers! Spore Crawlers, as I like to call them, Spore Colonies, I suppose. Yeah, 36 workers, around 40, 45 workers. We'll start seeing a lair. Additional gas is being taken, but for now, he's just trying to saturate 3 bases. Just about saturate 3 bases before he starts doing anything else and defending with Speedlings and Queens to that point on. Is he still not bothering with Spores? I guess he's not. He's just planning on defending with against this potential Liberator with just Queens, which you can do if you've been making Queens consistently throughout this game. And he's got 5 with another on the way, so yeah, his hatcheries have been making Queens fairly consistently throughout the match. Oh, there is a Spore up there at the natural base and a Spore coming in the main base. So yeah, they're coming in now. There's one at the third base too. So never mind. He's going to go with Queens and Spores. Something's trying to get some shots off. Yeah, this Liberator is trying to find an area in which to get stuff done. But it's already down to just 63 HP. And it's just not going to find anything. Not here today. As it turns out, Hellions coming on into the natural base. There are Lings. Decent surround there. One of the Hellions gets picked off, and that's a nice deal. Liberator setting up and will get 0 kills before picked out of the sky. That is some really great response time. Dealing with the Hellions at the front and the Liberator at the back, that is just Serral for sure. Innovation says your third base is undefended though, isn't it? Isn't it though? And you know what? Bam! 5 drones going down. Another Hellion gets killed. Another one gets picked off. Nice surround. Bailing's trying to get hits off. All the Hellions are dead. For one more drone, I think he should have left. He should have retreated with those Hellions rather than come back around for another drone kill, but that's okay. Again, 6 drones dead is not much of a concern for Serral, I would say. Yeah, he's still at 48 workers, 49 workers here. Another Liberator sets up with a natural base, tries to get stuff done, but nope, Queen and Spore there too. Needs to saturate his gas a little bit. Serral, there we go. Saturating it up, very nicely done. His lair is complete, and he's just got a Bailing Nest. So, this stage, I don't know, kind of feel like Serral's in a pretty good position. He's starting his Evolution Chambers at about 6 minutes, which feels late, but if he's trying to go for a quick 4th base, it makes total sense. He is droning up still, trying to saturate that 3rd base. He's got tons of gas. This is 6. This is 5. 5 extractors saturated. There's 1 in the main base, 1 Vespene Geyser that has not been extracted yet. And really, the amount of pressure we've seen from Innovation thus far is not all that much. I'm surprised at how passive he's been. I mean, I know he's brought in Hellions, and I know he's brought in like 3 Liberators, but just haven't seen that really strong push that Zerg players really hate to deal with. By that I mean myself hates to deal with. I'd rather deal with 4 Hellions and 3 Liberators. It seems like a lot easier to handle compared to like a Marine tank style push or like a Hellbat attack while there's Banshees in my main. Maybe the difference is that Serral wouldn't have a problem with that. So that's why we're not seeing it out of Innovation. He'd rather get a 3rd base up fairly quickly, and he is. Meanwhile, 4th base coming down here too. First Serral just about done, still droning up, still going. Oh, actually going for 1-1 for the Bailings and for the Zerglings. Which indicates we might see Ultras here. Although a Hydralisk Den is on the way, but starting that +1 melee attack this early in the game indicates we might see Ultras as the later on tech path here. Zergling's trying to roll in, but that tank is problematic. Marines set in a place where they can't get surrounded all that easily. And yeah, getting chased away by Lings, Banelings on the creep, mind you. Being on creep is a big deal in these battles. We're going to see Serral try to stay on creep pretty much consistently throughout the rest of the game if he can. Meanwhile, Armory coming in just for additional upgrades. It looks like a pretty committed bio play out of Innovation here, making a lot of Marines, getting some Widow Mines in the mix. Double pumping Widow Mines in some examples on these factories. And yeah, I do love the Marine tank Widow Mine play against this Ling Baneling style. Just because one Widow Mine hit can really set Serral back and make it hard for him to stop a push like this. Drilling Claws coming in too at the 8-minute mark, which is really fantastic. Serral at 132 supply. Innovation not really willing to pull in, but man, if these Lings can get a wraparound here, that might not be a bad thing. Overseer scouts in, sees mostly barracks, and is going to say this is not a mech transition at this stage anyway. Widow Mine down, and Lings coming for the surround, forcing a pickup at the very least. So no more target firing down. Banelings has to pick up and get the heck on out of there. Glio Reconstitution on the way, so Roach Speed and Infestors in production here too. For Serral, Infestation Pit down early, obviously, as it was. And he has taken his other extractor inside the main base, gassing up one of the extractors at the 4th, and a 4th base under construction on site here for Innovation. Feels pretty safe. Safe enough to hold that. Army Supply definitely favoring the Terran player right now. Workers is 85 to 73 in favor of Serral. Might be overdroned a little bit here, but he's pretty happy with what he has, I gotta say. The upgrades are coming in. Speed for the Roaches is done. Why is he going Roach Speed? What does he see that makes him want to go Roaches? Like, good against Marines until the Marines have their upgrades. But otherwise, I'm not sure what they're for. They don't trade well versus Widow Mines at all. Widow Mines destroy them. And, oh, Widow Mine drop at the 3rd base, which Serral did not see. 14 drones down. That's what we're talking about. 14 drones down there. Concussive Shells on the way now from the Terran player working on those upgrades. Across the board here. Creep Tumor's getting picked off. 14 drones is a big deal. Serral up to 83 again, so maybe he's not as in a terrible spot as I thought. But Lingbane Hydra Infestor here. Like a fungal. Nice. A fungal collision. A lot of dead Marines there. God, watching a good fungal in the hands of somebody like Serral is just so nice. Ling's running into the 4th base, trying to get some stuff done before that planetary is done. And actually taking some tank fire on top of those Lings. Splash damage hits the SCVs too, which is nice. And 3 SCVs did go down there as well. Serral's got a 5th base now at the 10-minute mark. He's doing pretty much what he wants to do. Infantry armor level 2 done for the Terran player. And what are these? What's he working on? Oh, wrong button. Wrong button indeed. Alright, so that's barracks, barracks, barracks. Barracks, 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 barracks. It's all of the barracks in the known universe. He is going for ship and vehicle plating level 2, though, which indicates he wants the medevacs to be prepared and defended fairly well. Link's trying to see if there's base up here they can deal with, but there's not. So good scouting anyway, and checking up this way to see if there's anything over on the left side. No. So still 4 bases, which means the 5 bases of Serral are just fine. 86 workers, 98 army. Army just... What the? He just lost a bunch of them somehow. Tank fire, maybe? Maybe it was some tank fire on these Lings, but nothing too crazy. Anyway, oh, you just change them into Banelings? Did this remove them from the army supply until they're done? Then it comes back. I don't think I knew that. I don't think I knew that changing your Zerglings into Banelings removed them from your army supply count. Huh. Marines attacking on in. These Banelings want to take down that planetary fortress. Or bust through this and get into the natural, maybe, but... Tank's problematic there. Once again, Ling's going for that wraparound. And the Banelings are a little bit late, so a bunch of Lings do go down. A couple drones get killed. These Banelings are just setting up and ready and waiting to go here. Overseer scouts the presence of a 5th base coming up from Innovation. So yeah, this is as macro as you're going to get between these two players, I think. We've seen macro games between these players before. This is shaping up to be one for the ages. The way we're looking... Bit of a fungal. Nice target firing on the Banelings, though. They're not really connecting all that much, but the chain fungals are problematic. And a bunch of bio does end up getting killed there. The Hydras are here to pick off some of the medevacs, which is why you need something like that. Corruptors, Mutalisks. Hydras are a good way to go. 22 Banelings in production. Ling Queen Baneling forcing a pick up there as well. Ling coming in to attack that Baneling fire, or that tank fire. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like what he sees, so he pulls back with everybody on the left side and on the right side here. Small group of Marines getting healed up. Might get spotted by these Lings. I'm not sure if Serral saw that or not. He's really worried about this group on the right side, which he does wipe out. Medevac included there, which is why you have the Hydras in the mix. Left side group coming in, going to take out 3 Queens, possibly maybe just the 2. Good transfuse there, and once again a pickup after a minor Baneling hit, so nothing too crazy. Innovation trading pretty well at this stage. Serral's lost about 8,000 resources. Innovation lost around 6,700 Corruptors in production for the Zerg player now. Whether for Corruptors just to deal with the medevacs, or whether they are Corruptors, in fact, to deal with, or turn into Broodlords, I don't know. But there are Ghosts in production, as well as Advanced Ballistics here, too, for the Liberators. So we're going to be a little bit heavier on Liberators as the time comes in here. And a few Ghosts. It is Broodlords, though. 7 Broodlords on the way from Serral. He wants to end this game in the next couple of minutes. And he's hoping the Viking count isn't high enough to cause him problems. So let's take a look at that real fast. Viking count is 4. With 5 in production at the same time. Innovation's reaction to what Serral is doing is perfection. Perfection, you guys. I mean, if you're struggling with Zerg, just play like Innovation. It would seem... the Lings aren't quite enough to handle those guys. They are 2-2 Lings, but it's 3-3 Marines, which makes them little tiny gods. That Banelings can handle, yes. Ultralisks can handle, yes. But not much in the Zerg arsenal can really handle it. Chain Fungal is pretty good, too, so I guess we'll give them... We'll give Zerg that when dealing with like a heavy, big Marine play. Ghost Cloak is coming in now too. 3 command centers at a time being produced. I guess we're in the late game now, as both players have been maxed out for some time. And that's what's good about Legacy of the Void is 13 minutes into the game is late game. We're going to start seeing bases taken, additional command centers being built, put into planetary fortresses as defense. The Marines come in and they scan the Broodlords and say, "We are out, thank you. Appreciate your concern." Overlord does got this drop coming in on the right side. Is the army going to respond to it, and how fast can they respond to it? They have creep highway the whole way there, so I think they're going to... Some of them are going to get there anyway in time. The unload... He's trying to stay out of the scan so he knows where to unload. Oh, yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. This is absolutely getting scouted and shut down without question. Everybody has to go home. A lot of Banelings died. I'm not sure if that was a good trade or not for Serral, but keeping his drones alive is worth it in the end. Melee attack level 3 and ground carapace level 3 finishing up for Serral now. So these are Broodlings that pack a punch. The Zerglings and Banelings do too. And any Ultras we're seeing, maybe yes. And hey, look at that. Nuke in production. Nuke on the way from Innovation. So I mentioned one of the unique strategies we saw from Innovation in the previous ZVT between these two players, maybe more than one, is just nuking on the edge of the creep consistently throughout all time. We saw Morrow implement it versus Scarlet back at, was it Home Story Cup last year? A couple years ago? I don't know how long ago it was now, but it was a crazy time. So the mass nuke strategy, it has had success. You're thinking, what? Mass nuke? What are you talking about? I'm serious. It is apparently really hard for top-level Zerg players to handle. I haven't seen it used against Protoss, so I'm not sure if it's just easier for Protoss to deal with, but yeah, this is it. This is our first nuke of... There are 4 more on the way, guys. So this feels immensely like we're just going to start nuking all the livelong day here. Is that ghost going to die? Ah, it does cancel the nuke. Incredible timing there. Marines picking off creep queens, trying to kill these creep tumors. It's a good way to handle creep and push it back over time. Another drop coming on in. Overlord scouts it once more. And the reaction time from Serral, still pretty good. Still rolling on in with a bunch of Zerglings and Banelings. Again, they're 3/3s. And, unloading up here like a 6th or a 7th base that Serral's trying to go for. Did he force a cancel? I don't think so. There's too many Banelings present. Nice fungal prevents the load up. And a couple medevacs go down there too. Man, using fungals effectively. Serral, show us how it is done. Show us how it's done. Small group of Marines here for creep clearing duties. I can never say that correctly the first time. Bunch of Lings and Banelings patrolling down here. I think they're having seizures, because that's what patrol looks like when it's in a short distance. Oh, that's giving me weird stuff is happening. All right. Nuke number 2 coming in. And will this ghost get it off is the question. Look how cool he is, sighting it down with his little scope. Another nuke on the left side, so that ghost, no. This ghost, where's the Overseer? Oh, goodness. First nuke's going to land on a small... Oh, never mind. Dodged it. Alright, so far the nukes, one of them has landed, and none of them have done damage at this point. And ghosts are getting massacred. These are expensive units, guys. Ghosts are a bunch of gas, as well as the nukes. They're like 100 gas each. So, I mean, I don't know. Additional Ghost Academies on the way here, though. This nuke lands, gets a bunch of creep tumors, bruising some spores, but not much else here. Burrowing in for that vision. I'm pretty sure you can see this. Yeah? Can the Broodlord see that ghost? They can. Oh, wow. That was close. That was really close to landing and extremely scary. Another ghost down. So, I mean, for all the attempts here, 7 ghosts have died. 1 nuke has landed, killing just some tumors. I guess 2 nukes have landed, killing just some tumors. But another base coming up this left side. And Serral, I think he needs to kill this. So he's going to give it a shot anyway. At least force to cancel. Another nuke attempt from the high ground this time. So the spores don't have the vision required. Yeah, so left base dies, but the nuke is going to land. There's nothing Serral can do about it, so he just pulls back, loses the tumors, loses the ground, and tries to replant the spores and replant the tumors as possible. So left side base, no, says Serral. Shuts that down. Another nuke coming up. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be a lot of nukes on the way here. Can the Overseer get it? Oh my gosh, Serral is cutting it so close today. That's like the 3rd one. It's like the 3rd one that has gone down and almost landed, but the ghost got killed at the very last second. Lean Bane Hydra against a small bio group here. I'm not sure. Really, you want to engage with this? I guess off creep, sure. Your micro is good enough to do that. Creep spreading up this way is pretty good stuff. This tumor is ready to go, actually, so pushing up in this area would be really nice. A burrowed Zergling here to make it hard to replant your base anyway. Liberator shows up on the right side. Is killing some larvae. The drones are on hold position, and the Liberator is going to die. Some SCVs coming in to a suicide. Nice engagement here, though. Lings, Banelings, Fungal, Ghost doing steady targeting on the Hydralisk. It does one-shot the Hydras with that spell. Banelings getting target fired, too. And Serral wins that engagement pretty handily. Yeah, SCVs coming in. We're attacking your spores. You have to kill us. This spore might actually go down, which is hilarious. 2 SCVs. Queen's fighting, and these SCVs do have 3 armor. So don't underestimate them. More Lings in production. Broodlords, Corruptors, and Infestor on the way too. How many nukes do we have? 7 nukes are sitting there ready to go for innovation. Good times, man. Right side base does land, despite the fact there's a burrowed Ling there because of the scan. Creep spreading up this way, though, does reveal there is a command center there. Can you see that? He knows. He knows it's there. Serral runs with Abathur as his voice pack, which is cool. Because I do too. Yeah, we're pretty much best friends. Parasitic Bomb being tossed down on the Vikings. Nice split out, though. Absolutely perfect split out. So the Vikings going down. The nuke is going to land, though. Another follow-up nuke coming in. Mostly tumors have died to these things, but you know what? It really just keeps Serral on his toes. It keeps him from finding bases to take down, although this one is going to be toast without question. As a single take defending it is not necessarily going to be enough. Not even close. And then Hydra's here in case the liftoff happens. And yeah, I mean, Serral's got perfect little compositions to handle every situation that he jumps into. And that's what makes him a great player, is he's able to look at a situation, decide, am I going to win this or lose this instantly without even really looking at it for that long. And then engaging when he needs to and pulling back when he doesn't. And that's something I need to work on myself personally, is if I see an army, I'm like, let's go! Let's get them! Even if it's just a terrible position for me. I don't have the right units. I don't have the right compositions. I always overestimate my own guys, and sometimes it's not enough. So that's why Serral's a world champion, and I am not. 72 to 71 workers. A lot of drones have gone into creating these spores. Hacking on in, and just, you know, killing anything here is not bad. Killing missile turrets is fine. Fungals down on these Vikings does require repair, which Innovation doesn't want to repair things. He doesn't want to spend resources on repair, even though it is cheaper than replacing them. But the attitude towards repair is something that Terran don't want to do. Baneling's off creep here, man. Serral's trying to engage here. Nice fungal on the medevac still, and the Hydra's just sniping down every single medevac in this group. This one's still alive with all of 5 HP, but it's dead as well. And it means this planetary fortress attempt might be aborted. No, some reinforcements come in to save the day, and the planetary fortress will come up. Ghost very good against Zerglings. Hit like trucks against those guys. Is that a bonus versus light? I always, pretty sure it is. Abducting Liberators into the mix. Goodbye. So Liberator count can't be too high because they can't dodge abducts, and they're so easy to kill that way. There's some changelings down south that keep making me think they're Terran units, but they're just changelings, so whatever. 28,000 resources lost for Innovation and 22,000 for Serral is bad for our Terran player. Is not a good place to be. Lot of orbital commands here. This is a lot of mules you can call down at a moment's notice, but just looking at how the map is split, I don't know that Innovation is going to have the resources to do this. This is not a split in half situation at all. Banelings coming in, abducting the Liberators in the mix here. Planetary Fortress fighting here too. Parasitic Bomb doing some good work on that medevac. Not quite killing it, but again, softening up is nice. Free Baneling because of Concussive Shell. Tracking that sucker down. So we haven't seen... Well, I guess there was a nuke fairly recently. Another turret down, and Serral's just being patient. Like, I don't need to A-move into that. Let's just kill some missile turrets. Let's try to make good trades. And this is a style of StarCraft I am not comfortable with, but it wins you games. Right? Make good trades over time. The longer the game goes on, the more it's about who can kill stuff without losing too much, is the general concept there. And these nukes are not cheap. And that's why I'm very surprised we're seeing so many of them. But again, it keeps Serral on his toes and keeps him on home more often than not. I mean, Serral's been pretty aggressive at trying to kill bases compared to the previous games I've seen of his versus this style. So maybe he's been working on that. Maybe he saw that as a weakness of his and he's trying to fix it. Innovation trying to expand at the top right. No, that's not going to happen. Fungal getting tossed down. Another. Oh, a chained fungal on these ghosts. No, the third one whiffed. And some ghosts do manage to escape from the broodlings before they get murdered. I know I said this on a previous cast. I've been watching a lot of Letterkenny, and the Canadian like hick accent they use has been kind of wearing off on me. So if I'm saying my O's weird or there's a K coming out, like that's where that's coming from, like that too. So just hard to watch a lot of that, not have your speech patterns be affected. Nuke, not even really bothering to get away from that one. Another nuke coming up here too. And I guess part of the strategy here is it only takes one of these nukes for Innovation to win the game, right? One nuke catches all of these broodlords, and I think Serral just taps out. Or maybe not. His bank is pretty extensive. He's got 9,000 minerals and 7,000 gas. He could just probably remake the broodlords in about 45 seconds. Got more of the fungals and the hydras and the banelings coming in, but not enough fungal and not enough hydra and not enough baneling. These marauders are mean with our 3-3. Medevac goes down to a spore crawler that gets killed just a second or so afterward. It's going to try to chain fungal down this bio because they are mean otherwise. And just attacking into this base. They know they're dead, but let's kill as many drones as we can before we die. You don't venture on to creep this far and get back home, the marauders know. They paid attention to the lessons from their instructors in that barracks and in the academy. And they know. So that ghost is dead, yes? Oof. Once again, nuke Another attempt at expansion here for Innovation. He's just getting shut down everywhere. Right side attack coming in, trying to clear the creep so the base can land. That's actually going to work eventually. Nuke going to land this time around. Spore Crawlers all moving back the requisite distance and then moving back up again. Another drop attempt on the left side going down. There's a ghost in that medevac. And that base does not quite land for Innovation. Lings would have shut it down anyway. Hydra is going to win this engagement because there's no medevac support. And way more Hydras than Marines and Marauders, which is bad. Yeah, the nukes. The nukes are pretty. They're just not accomplishing much, I don't think, thus far. But again, it just takes one. That's all it takes here. We'll see if Serral has adapted to this, if he does come out on top here today, or if he's got some work to do with it. Because, again, one of the few losses I saw from Serral in a late-game TVZ last year was this strategy. So it's back with a vengeance. Drop on the left side, going to take down a hatchery. 3-3 Marines and Marauders, pretty darn good against buildings, it turns out. That nuke is going to land, and Serral gets out of the way just in time. Hydroling Baneling on the right side. Can they save this is the question. They cleared all the creep tubers out. So landing the base is possible. Marines killing the Zergling, preventing that base from landing, and it does end up landing here. So I think Serral needs to take down this base, or this, make sure this never actually lands. There's still more attacks coming in, yeah. Bunch of Marauders coming around the right side here. You know what's good against them is Lings. Like, Cracklings are so good. Holy nukes, Batman! We are seeing so many nukes right now. Is that 3 and 4 coming down? Did one of them get sniped? I think one of them might have got sniped. No, 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 no. Innovation. Did he cancel it? No! No! He nuked his own Viking flock. Oh, no. He's down to 6. He has lost how many Vikings today? Only 5. That's not true. What? There were way more Vikings in that group that died. Innovation, a bit on the back end here now. A bit on the back side. Nuke on the right side. Pushing in with all of the Broodlords. Recognizing the Viking fleet is pretty much gone. Fungling all the things. He's going to lose a base. And no, he nuked his own stuff again, too. Innovation not paying attention where these nukes are going down all that well. Oh, no. 8 drones go down. A base gets killed. But the Viking count has effectively been reset here. We're looking at, okay, I guess 12 Vikings in the sky. Another nuke closer to his stuff than the Zerg stuff. Innovation is getting sloppy with these nukes, boys. Really is. Taking the right side base, the right side base gets shut down by something that I missed due to all the action everywhere else. The left side base gets shut down by these Hydras. I'm really loving this Hydra hit squad. Because if you're just like a Ling Baneling Ultra thing, or Broodlords, you can't actually keep this command center from just lifting off and waiting for you to go away. Killing command centers is much better than just forcing a temporary delay. Serral pushing in on this right side. And I mean, maybe I'm overestimating how much of a problem that was for Innovation. He's back up to 18 Vikings because he's got starports with reactors on them. I don't know where they are. I guess here's a few of them anyway. That is so many Ghost Academies. Holy crap. So right side base getting absolutely attacked here. Left side getting under attack here too. Lings, Banes, Hydras trying to finish these dudes off. Banelings trying to get in there, and nice splits. Holy crap, that was a beautiful ghost split out of Innovation. The Broodlords are not doing super well. The Viking fleet is back, maybe sooner than expected here, but there are Corruptors and there are Fungals, and he got caught by the Fungals, and that means most of you are going to die to the Corruptors. And once again, several Vikings end up dead. We're down to 10 from like 18 as we saw Orbital Command down. This right side getting absolutely hardcore pushed by Serral right now. Left side is being established by Innovation, which is nice. But, oh, that nuke of his own Vikings. I think I saw a GIF of that actually on Twitter when that happened. That was a pretty big moment in the Asus ROG Summer 2019, which, do we just call it WCS Summer 19? Does that make the advertisers unhappy? I bet it does. Imagine it does. This Hydra wants to kill the command center. It's his vision, but... Wait, what? You're going to let the Hydra... Dude, the Hydra's still killing your command center. This Marine will stop it. Meanwhile, Broodlord's raining fire down and scorching his own Earth again here. Is Innovation. Broodlord gets sniped down, but a Fungal catches all of the Vikings. Another Fungal catches all of the Vikings. And a Parasitic Bomb on the mix of it too there. So the command center's still alive. It's getting repaired. Nuke on the right side. This one I think is going to land. There's really nothing to stop this. And the reaction time from Serral not happening. Is Innovation going to land his first major nuke of the game? He is. How many kills you got, son? 19! 19! Let the drone massacre begin. That was really good stuff out of Innovation. Right side base being taken by Serral, though. This is... Boy, this is getting an epic tag. I don't even know what to tell you. There's been so much good StarCraft recently. I don't know. I feel like I'm overusing the epic tag. Do you agree with me? Do you think I am not using it enough? Or am I using it perfectly? Have there been any epic games that you've watched you've been disappointed in? Let me know. I'd love to talk about it in the comments with you, because again, I read all the comments on all of my videos. These drones actually somewhat get out, but that's a pretty decent drone massacre. 18 kills on that Ghost going in for nuke number 2. Serral, I think, is just impatient at this stage. He's really tired of dealing with nukes. He's going to go for it. They say never base race a Terran, but he's going to wipe out this base. Which, again, is fairly mined out. Losing some barracks is kind of a big deal, but nothing too huge for Innovation. He's got a pretty big army supply right now. Wiping out this base would be bigger. Shutting this base down was nice. Killing this new base would probably be a bit of a death knell. EMP is trying to catch those infestors, and I think they missed. Another EMP dodged right about here from Serral. Holy crap. Planetary Fortress down. Parasitic Bomb on the Vikings again. Base taken by Innovation. He has 2 fresh mining bases. Serral has a couple of those as well, though. By that I mean, where is this thing saturated? How many minerals are here? Hundreds, perhaps thousands even. I guess there's one drone working on it, which is cool. More orbital commands going down, which really isn't enough to stop the Terran player. Man, these Banelings running into target fires like you would not believe. Suddenly there's a big army down south, and it is on a rampage. 38 Lings in production, 9 Banelings. Okay, never mind. The target fire did not happen. And suddenly Innovation loses that engagement. He might be worried about what's happening up here more than anything else. Ghost going down to Broodlings, getting target fired, cloaking at the last second, and escaping into the safe zone. Broodlords pulling back, making additional Broodlords, 4 of them on the way. 9 Broodlords have been killed. And how many Vikings? 28 Vikings have gone down so far. Oh, do self-kills not count? Is that what it is? I always forget about that. I always forget about how I think self-kills, if you kill your own units, they don't count as kills in the units lost tab. This is how you do. Lings come around the outside. Banelings kill all the SCVs. Hydras to finish off the Planetary Fortress. And SCVs retreating, and that is just a textbook how to take down a Planetary Fortress if you're a Zerg player. 17 SCVs killed, and I think that might be the beginning of the end for Innovation, if not the end. We're looking at 29 workers total for Innovation right now. Only 38 for Serral, which is not a big number. More EMPs getting tossed down, but the Fungals keep coming, so the EMPs aren't that perfect. That might have been a really good one, actually, though. Nope, still Fungals remaining. Chain Fungaling the Ghosts, and then the Broodlords finish them off when they have very low HP. Broodlings running to their deaths into the meat grinder here, but actually getting some damage done. Again, these are 3-3 Broodlings, guys. These are no-joke Broodlings. They hit really hard. They're pretty tanky, too. Drop on the right side, getting taken out by Hydras, Lings, and a Baneling. So a Hydraling, Baneling, Infestor, Broodlord, Corruptor style here with Vipers in the mix. Serral, this is really hard to control for him, but he is making it happen, and that is your good game. Serral takes the win in 32 minutes and 53 seconds. Yeah, I mean, what a ridiculous, ridiculous game that was. Resources lost 81,000 for Innovation and 52,000 for Serral. When do you see that kind of a discrepancy in a ZVT, especially where the Zerg player won? That's crazy. That's absolutely insane stuff here coming today. Whew. That was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you did, by the way. So yeah, Serral's composition: Broodlords, Infestors, Overseers, Corruptors, Queens in the mix here, Vipers throwing down parasitic bombs and abducts. We got Hydras, Lings, and Banelings in the mix here too. He got Glial Reconstitution. I'm going to point that out. Maybe he was expecting a mech transition at some point, but you ever make a single Roach? He absolutely 100% did not. Innovation on the other side. Fun composition for him as well. Marine, Marauder, Ghost, Medevac. Any tanks in the mix? I don't think so, but the Vikings and the Liberators in play too there, so just incredible diverse compositions from both of these players. But in the end, Zerg player prevails, and I think just through some aggression. Like in the previous games that I cast, Serral didn't do a really good job of picking off just side expansions against this strategy, which is how he's won late game ZVTs in the past, is just defend, 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 and then send little raiding parties up to take out individual command centers and, well, obviously planetary fortresses that are up and mining, and kind of starve the Terran player out that way. He did a better job with this, killing 3 planetary fortresses, 3 command centers, and 5 orbital commands. I mean, that is just insane. Only 3 hatcheries went down, which is actually pretty impressive for a 32-minute game against Innovation. 9 Broodlords died. Only 5 Infestors, which just goes to show how well these were babysat. I mean, there were, how many at the end of the game? 15. So of the 20 created, only 5 died. That's a pretty good ratio. 39 ghosts went down, a bunch of nukes landed, and a couple of them got some damage done, but none of them were really the money shot that Innovation was hoping for. And 73 drones died, 71 SCVs died, and that was a lot. I mean, again, Innovation sacrificed a lot of those intentionally to free up supply, and most of those for Serral, I think, were just straight up got killed during drops and nukes and whatnot. Very fun. So, good game. Good game had by all, but that's going to be it from me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.